Hi everyone, I hope you are doing really well. I'm Zahra Shafiee from Moodle MOOC 14. In this video, I want to report on our collaborative course design with my group. Okay, since the beginning of Moodle MOOC, we've been involved with week 1 introduction, and in week 2 we talked about activities and tools through making video tutorials, and then we went through different weeks by learning about teaching online, about talking about activities and resources and creating video tutorials, going to manager practice area and practicing adding blocks to the course, and then finally we joined collaborative course design. Of course, this began since the first week by teaming up and going to different groups or creating teams and groups. As you see here, there were several teams. This teaming going from this group to that group, creating a group, leaving it, continued until the end of week 3, I guess, and finally I was in this group with Maha, Rose, Jane, Anna, and Vance. The group mentions that it's about Minecraft as the Vance Stevens project, a very interesting and significant project. And I was really curious to know what I could do and what I can learn from it. And then upon this teaming, we entered the course design area. We called it Anna, Jane, Vance, and Zahra Sandbox. And Vance provided us with some basic information about Minecraft through videos, and then some participants talked about, there were some plans, for example, by Anna working on a project. And then we shared teamwork policy form here and worked on it and completed it together. And then there were some other information all across this part, and Vance enhanced some of the URL and texts, and also instructed us how to enhance some text through HTML writing, etc. Then we started our topics. Jane's topic is here. Then Anna provided us with a great library, a repository of some resources, including syllabus, teamwork policy, and some introduction, some useful resources. And then there are a lot of information here, and each time we should scroll down. It's again here. Yes, and then it's my tab. I have provided something that I have already developed previously, but here it's a very brief summary of a course. The syllabus was provided by Anna. Let's go through the syllabus. First of all, I went through one website, and the editor free logo design.org, and created this logo. I named this course as ICT in Language Classroom, and I developed the abstract, and then for example, Vance Stevens generously provided me with some more ideas about it, and I think Anna mentioned that she would add some content in this week, and Jane also. This could be a collaborative course. Then we talked about, yes, technology, and then moderators. Each of us added a bio of themselves. There are 4 of us here, as you see. Okay, let me go to the main page. Okay, this is the main page of my course. I have provided a very brief description of the course here and the name of the moderators, and then referred them to Anna's page for finding the details about syllabus. This is the main page. In fact, it would call index, but I have called it as a welcome page. And then the week 1 includes in week 1 I added, based on the syllabus, I added 3 major topics: introduction, etiquette, safety online, and screencasting. In introduction, something that I have learned from these Moodle courses, I invited people to share some stories about themselves, not something about a tale or truth or fiction, just some stories about their own lives. I've mentioned that we know people from their stories, so please share stories about yourselves, about teaching experiences, or about our countries. And then I have also mentioned some conditions for each person should answer at least to 1 question, 2 questions, at least post 1 discussion and answer to 2 questions. And then in the next part, we talked about etiquette, watching a video. I don't know why the size of the videos are being so big. And then I shared 1 article. I really like this article about between technophobia and technotopia, ethical challenges of artificial intelligence, and then 2 sources about how to ensure safety of website. Then I provided the potential students with 3 scenarios that, based on what they have learned, what they would do in these situations, and I have invited them to discuss and to answer and discuss these issues. Then about screencasting, I do believe that we should manage the content above this page. About the screencasting, I have created 1 video tutorial teaching how people can make screencasts, and then I have invited them to make a screencast, again, as I have learned in Moodle MOOCs, to show their profile and add something to their profile. That's just for learning something by doing it. And finally, in this week, I have provided the potential students with a reflection. In fact, in this reflection, I have asked them 3 questions. No one has answered yet. Let's go to the questions. How do you feel about your experience in week 1? How do you evaluate content and activities of week 1? How do you evaluate your performance and progress in week 1? This can be edited, but so far I think this can provide a good basis for reflection on this week. Then I went down the page and went to badges. I have already created badges based on the logo. I went to add a new badge and named it, then wrote a description, the name is some description about it, and then uploaded the file. Let's go to manage the badge to see how I managed it. I uploaded the file of badges for the 5 weeks, but so far I have only designed some conditions for week 1, which is completed so far. As you see, there are some criteria. You come to criteria and then you choose the criteria: manual issue by role, course completion, award badges. But here there was another criteria, activity completion, that I used it. As you see, from among all the activities available here, I found whatever I have uploaded designed for week 1. I ticked them and then went down the page. The criteria for completion, there are 2 criteria. All of the selected activities are complete, or any of the selected activities is complete. I selected all of the selected activities, so that the students should do the 4 activities, to complete the 4 activities based on the restrictions and conditions I have set, in order to get the badge. Then they will be awarded the badge. Okay, let's go back from the badge to week 2. Vance generously provided me with some information and offered providing content for this week. So I have referred them to page of Vance that has created some content about week 2, and also I think Anna is going to provide some content about week 3, but I'm still waiting to see what is left for me. And finally, and also Jane, then I will complete it thoroughly. Finally, in the page of certificate of completion, I went to this website called Vengage and designed this certificate. Here I've added it as a picture, but in this let's say in this forum I have added it as something that can be downloaded, but I have provided a restriction as a course completion. Among the restrictions there is something, let me show you, something like course completion. I have selected that one, so the students are going to complete the course based on the conditions that will be announced and finalized very soon. So based on the completion of the course, they can access this certificate of completion. Restrict access. It says students must course completed. I selected course completion. I can add some restriction here, but I think that's enough because the course hasn't been finalized completely yet. And then it is the other topics are also here, but mainly my course is going to be offered in 5 weeks, and it includes ICT and language classroom to teach teachers how to use technology in language classroom. And I hope I can complete it very soon as I make sure which parts are left for me. And I'm sure it will be a very good course. Thank you so much for your attention. Have a nice time.